because really we have our own commitments as UAE. We are not going to fill any gaps. I think it's very important. I mean, we are really enjoying and maintaining a relationship with Ethiopia at different level, from government to government, people to people, business to business. That really we see it how every time we improve the relationship, and I think in many area of collaboration between the UAE and Ethiopia, whether in technology and health and education, agriculture as well. We see how the private sector will engage with more. We encourage them to have more private sector engagement. We need to focus more on the new also area like the technology, artificial intelligence. I think that's also an important. We see that an excellent relationship between the both countries, and we try looking forward to build on that, to have really more an area of collaboration with Ethiopia. Also, we have many Ethiopians really in the UAE contributing to our economy as well. This is really important. A lot of experience between both countries we can learn together. So we're working on that, and also within the proximity, just it's not far. 4 hours flight, we reach to Addis Abeba or Abu Dhabi or Dubai. So that's really also another plus on this relationship between the UAE and Ethiopia, and we are so happy and glad. Also, we witnessed today also how this strong relationship is not only between the two countries, but also to support other countries. I mean, this conference being co-hosted by the Ethiopia, United Arab Emirates, African Union, IGAD, the Mr. Prime Minister has attended, and with the Prime Minister of Kenya, Tony Guterres, the Secretary General, came to send the message also to have more like a humanitarian post during Ramadan. It's very holy and important month to at least the practice of fasting, and also to have the more movement between the people and freedom of movement. That I think is very key message that already we raised during this meeting. That's also not only the two bilateral collaboration between Ethiopia and UAE, but also to another third countries with are facing conflicts. We look for that, and inshallah they will accept this humanitarian pause temporary during Ramadan. We can build more and permanent really ceasefire in the future. So they came with the it's not about voice, but also key important to have more aid to get inside, and also a new money is being announced from not only from the Western countries, but also from African countries. They have new money to support Sudan. That gives you also how it's very strong South-South collaboration as well is very important. The Ethiopian has really requested to be a member of the Arab League. But the end, I think, there is two main and big organizations, Arab League or African Union. Yeah. I think they have mixed countries together. You see, Arabian countries also, they are part of the African Union, and sort of African countries also part of the Arab Leagues, which is really Arab countries as well. So I think the message here, I think, is how we can really work together, because we are in the region facing a lot of challenges. We see conflicts, we see climate change effects. What's happening really in Gaza will affect also in Africa, will affect also in Sudan, will affect also in Asia or our Middle East. What really is aiming for to have really a clear, really, this is what look for the more invest in peace, invest also on security for our communities, and also invest really more on the prosperity in our region. We have many youth, they want to look for new opportunities. How we can really engage them? We have many women, how can be engaged? So I think is very important how we can focus more on the more sustainable programs like education and health, and also to bring a new technology as well in place. So I think despite of membership or no, but I think it's how we can send collaboration between the countries together. I think UAE is looking. I mean, well, first I think is we have dedicated minister for Africa. That is how important is Africa. We have really a dedicated strategy and policy for Africa that built on different really area of collaboration in business, on development, humanitarian, social, culture. So I think as we look for, first of all, we have the foundation really of mutual interest and respect. We see that is, in the end, we look for the win-win relationship. That is our aim. And we try to really to reach all these African brother and sister and friends in Africa. We see the continent is really very important continent. It's not about really business. Business is really important element that is to look for. It's not like it's benefit between two countries, but I think it's also to more African people have to have more opportunities, more job creations for them. But also we do a lot of culture exchange. We have a lot of activities on different programs. We see how actually being the UAE how like is sit fast and work closely during the pandemic of Corona. We have really faced a challenging time, all of us. There's no difference between the high level income of the countries, whether high income or low income. All of them, they face the same problem. All of them, they close their doors, their borders, their airports. Then the international cooperation, investing in technology, introducing new ways of health, that is really makes us really overcome this challenge. UAE has managed to work internally. We try also to share our experience and the health system with different countries, and now health, whether supporting health or also engaging health as private sector is also very important. But I think we see it as in Africa as very important. Is really our proximity. Really, we have a lot of common interest, a lot of things shared together. So I think is important to work together, and the most important things is really built in respect and win-win relationship. Always a humanitarian gap will be there. Every time we see increase of this at the humanitarian appeals. For example, on Monday they will launch the Sudan HRP, the Humanitarian Response Plan for Sudan, which will be $4.2 billion for Sudan and neighboring countries. UAE is not like it will come to fill the gap. No, UAE already have planned programs. Continue, we do it. Yes, we see a few countries maybe or others, they see some challenges, not really comment, but it's what we are really encourage everybody to support and provide assistance. Plus, we have to have new instruments of support. I mean, how we can engage with the private sector, how we can bring in new instruments for support for each country. The humanitarian assistance really always will be there, but it's how we can move to the nexus of early recovery and the development, because the most important, you see the UAE contribution since our foundation in 54 years, around 80% of our programs, development programs, it's not humanitarian assistance. But you see that is really a lot of folks humanitarian assistance, and we need to support. But at the end, everybody has to come together. Everybody has to bring a new mechanism, like for example, private sector engagement, how to be in technology, how you utilize. Everybody move to the artificial intelligence, how we can reach more people, how we can introduce that digital aid. That I think is also there. But the most important, how you really can tackle a few things, like the conflicts. You have to build really to end these conflicts. It's one. Second, there is another challenge with climate change effect. Still, of course, we have a pandemic and others. I think the most critical things that will lead to people to still require aid or to enforce them to move. So that whether climate change or conflicts, and really our worry and our focus most on the most vulnerable people, like women and children, and the protection part during the conflicts. On Ethiopia, we do have some programs like in health and education. We continue to collaborate with the Ethiopian government on that. I think last month we have just launched a few schools inside Ethiopia. We're focusing also on health programs together. And we continue with the most important things. We see how we can move to more like this business engagement, how we can move more to new technology, for example, how together to come to collaborate and support few countries, like what's happening now, when we see as different African countries, they came. It's not about attendance, but they announce new money. If you've been there, actually, we have new countries already they raise and contribute, which is really important and giving really a signal. There is global groups, they have to come together and solve whatever problems. It's working in different ways. One, like a conflict inside Sudan, we will work closely with the United Nations organization and with the international organization. Also, they have the UAE has also work at bilateral level on programs. We do have a number of aid offices in our missions. Like in Chad, we have an aid office, and Bangladesh and Mauritania. So that's our office will do that. Also programs. They work with the local NGOs or the contractor for programs. When it comes out to make sure our programs really deliver to the right people, whether through our offices and aid offices in our countries, or we do a third-party evaluation, make sure this aid go to the right people. We verify, we check after each distribution of aid or countries. We know that challenges always there. We know as facing a lot of difficulties, but it's our modality and our mechanism. We try to make sure our dirham that being dispersed really right, go to the right people. I think what's really is important how to move to focus more on development programs rather than humanitarian. Still, humanitarian will be some gaps, and since once already we have conflicts and climate change effects, still we have some humanitarian assistance there. But I think it's very important to move quickly to the development programs. You have almost 5 years to come by 2030 agenda how you can achieve that goals. Many countries will be challenging to face these goals. I think this is one. Second, I think is how to be more open for the private sector engagement and to move to the new technologies there. So I think is investing in education and health and job creations. That is, I think, important. And I think it's also few countries have been really a good strategy for inclusion of women. Women is not like as a person to deliver to receive the assistance. No, women, we see it as part of the cycle. When she has a voice, she has to be in the designing time. She has to be in the implementation time. She has to be also accountable for each thing. We've seen some programs we have done it where we engage women. Now we have many of our programs run by women. It's not Emirati women, but also women in their countries. We have many projects run by women as the project lead there. So I think that is also we have to learn and more. And I think investing in youth, we have many high number of youth now in Africa. I think they need new opportunities. They need that. I think is private sector, small business enterprises. I think. I think this is American decision. I think is I don't know how it will cut or they will waive some programs, but it's really we have our own commitments as UAE. We are not going to fill any gaps, with that, but we have our sustained and planned programs what we are doing in each countries. But also I think it's many countries they can't come, and I think it's what we see today. Many countries also they can contribute in Africa. They have contributed some. So it's good. I think it's to have like as sharing responsibilities there. I mean, focus is critical and important. We see it really in a few countries. They have a lot of potential from there. So I think is how we can build that, how we can connect these alliance together.